I am sworn to the Queen of Spiders. I have vowed to do anything to reach the highest favor of my goddess. I desire the Kiss of Lolth, but I have vowed to never love. How can I achieve her embrace without accepting his?
Previously on Vyper.
You will do more than speak.
I've already apologized. What more do you want? Unless you're looking for another nibble.
A low thought. But I'd be lying if I said I hadn't considered it.
Today, we're diving headfirst into more juicy lore. We are continuing our journey into the twisted culture of the Loth-sworn Drow. The challenge rules are simple. If a Loth-sworn Cleric option pops up, we pick it. If not, we must select either Loth-sworn, Drow, or Cleric. The hardest part? Many Cleric options are in good alignment, but we are not. Can we keep true to our challenge without losing the favor of our dark goddess?
What can I do for you, my friend? It's simple. Just find a vampire that will drink your blood and turn you into a vampire spawn. Their obedient puppet. In theory, the next step is to drink their blood. Once you've done that, you're free and a true vampire. Yes and no. The problem is, once you're a vampire spawn, they completely control you. They have to allow you to bite them. And why would they do that? Vampires are power-hungry creatures. They won't lose a servant to create a competitor. Trust me, it doesn't happen. What's to tell? I was sired by a vampire named Cazador. Everything before that is so long ago it's ancient history. And everything that came after, well, I'd rather not reflect on it. I was a magistrate, working to keep the peace in Baldur's Gate, imprisoning troublemakers, that kind of thing. I can't remember much, truth be told. Centuries of torment will do that to you. I was attacked. A gang of vagrants, a tribe of wandering Gur, took issue with a ruling I'd made. They beat me to death's door when Cazador appeared. He chased them off and offered to save me, to give me eternal life. Given that my choices were eternal life or bleed to death on the street, I took him up on the offer. It was only afterwards I realized just how long eternity could be. Why do you insist on exhuming the past? I was a slave. A vampire spawn. Kept by the Tsar family. Perhaps I still am. I was never able to resist their commands. But now, I've been conveniently lost. They won't ever control me again.
If you remember from previous episodes, Loth-sworn Drow call vampirism the Kiss of Lolth. According to the 2E Monstrous Manual, quote, unlike most races, the Drow consider it an honor to be granted the Kiss of Lolth, as they refer to vampirism. The Dark Elves view vampires with both awe and trepidation, believing undeath to be a state of being that brings an elf closer to the true understanding of the powers that surge through the universe. Such knowledge brings immense power, which the Dark Elves both crave and respect. End quote. This quote is technically paraphrased as it was hand-keyed from the original manual, as they're currently out of print. Vampire spawn didn't enter into the Forgotten Realms until the Monster Manual Volume 3.5 in 2003, which was an updated run of 3E, similar to how in 2024, 5E got a huge update. So since Vampire Drow have not been updated since 2E, they didn't have a spawn version. Despite the fact that Vyper is a Drow, if she was turned by Astarion, she would not become a vampire Drow. With some rare exceptions, like the first time someone becomes a new breed of vampire, vampires become what their sire, aka their master, is, not whatever breed shares their name. So for Vyper to become a vampire Drow, she'd need to be bitten by a vampire Drow rather than just Astarion. Keep this in mind as we play Vyper. She's desperate for the Kiss of Lolth, but she's under the impression that even though Astarion became a spawn himself, she couldn't become one, because she only knows of the type of vampire that's in her religious sect. So you may not know this, but Volo is actually a well-established character in the Forgotten Realms, and is a listed author, fictionally of course, of multiple official supplemental materials for D&D. These include, but are not limited to, Volo's Guide of the North, Volo's Guide of the Sword Coast, Volo's Guide of Cormyr, Volo's Guide of Dalelands, Volo's Guide of All Things Magical, Volo's Guide to Baldur's Gate 2, Volo's Guide to Monsters, and there are a lot more, but I think you get the picture. He's also been used as a pen name for multiple articles in Dragon magazine. Logically, despite the fact that Vyper lives in the Underdark, most gods make their clerics become very well educated. So realistically, Vyper should know who Volo is.
Do my eyes deceive me? A Drow! Here!
Forgive my surprise. It's rare to find your kind above ground. Rare and intriguing on a day already packed with intrigue.
You were at the gates just now, no? When the goblins came? You saw them up close? A few questions, if you please. There's no overstating my interest. Glory. Now then, how would you describe that particular batch of goblins? Size, nature, distinguishing qualities?
You search your mind, successfully recalling various details of goblin behavior.
Goblins were of a rare, jam-colored hue and wielded magic blowguns.
A mythweaver. This man has no respect for truth.
And the dragon they had marching in the rear, was it of the brass or silver variety? Witness mistook obvious silver dragon for brass. Last question, then you'll be quite free. Did the attackers rally to the absolute when they fell upon the gates? They did, didn't they? Oh, curious. Oh, curious indeed. I've interrogated one, a captive in this very camp. She reports they've abandoned their god Maglabiet in favor of someone called the Absolute. The scandal! Oh, I'd imagine him quite displeased. Since their change in allegiance, these goblins are informed by a kind of strategy anathema to their kind. I, for one, intend to get to the bottom of it. I'm just preparing to head to their camp as we speak, in fact. If you'll excuse me, I ought not to dawdle. Why, goblins, obviously. Well, someone ought to chronicle these curious events. I'd heard the master of this place, a druid called Halsin, might be able to point me in the right direction. But he's been quite captured by them already. Ironic, really.
Oh, never you mind. Who needs mercy when you've a quick tongue, And an invisibility potion stashed in your back pocket?
Until we meet again.
What manner of place is this? A path to redemption? Or a road to damnation? Hard to say, for your journey is just beginning. What would suit the occasion? The words to a lullaby, perhaps. The mouse smiled brightly. It outfoxed the cat. Then down came the claw. And that, love, was that. They do know how to write them in Cormyr, don't they? Well met, I am Raphael. Very much at your service. Why, I never. You're paranoid, aren't you? Must be the surroundings. Rather bleak and lonesome. One feels so exposed. This quaint little scene is decidedly too middle of nowhere for my tastes. Come. There, middle of somewhere. Tut, tut. No need for that crude cutlery of yours. As you can see, I'm amply provisioned. This is the House of Hope, where the tired come to rest and the famished come to feed lavishly. Go on, partake, enjoy your supper. After all, it might just be your last. Are you not entertained? Well, far be it from me to disappoint. What's better than a devil you don't know? A devil you do. Am I a friend? Potentially. An adversary? Conceivably. But a savior? That's for certain. Oh, a mere trifle. How dear is one's soul, really? A rhetorical question, of course, but let me venture an answer. It's worth very little with a tadpole in your head. One skull, two tenants, and no solution in sight. I could fix it all like that. Yes, I like it when my clients put up a fight, only to realize victory was never an option. Try to cure yourself, shop around, beg, borrow, and steal. Exhaust every possibility until none are left. And when hope has been whittled down to the very marrow of despair, that's when you'll come knocking on my door. Hope. Such a tease. Ah, yes, the tongue. Yet another piece of pleasurable anatomy you'll soon have to do without. All those pretty little symptoms, sundering skin, dissolving guts, they haven't manifested yet, have they? One might say you're a paragon of luck. I'll be there when it runs out.
Lolth is a demanding goddess. She would never allow her clerics to sell their soul to a devil. However, she would allow her clerics and priestesses to have powerful offspring with a devil. Meet the Dragloths. Dragloths are half demon, half drow monsters. They were made when spicy times resulted in offspring between a Glabrazu demon and the priestess of Lolth. These creatures kind of remind me of the werewolves in Van Helsing, the one with Hugh Jackman. Most of them were male, which is odd for Lothsworn Drow, I know. However, there were a rare few who were born female, and they were known as the favored one. But the rarest was one that was born with Drider blood mingled into their blood through a foul ritual, and they were known as the absolute of all abominations.
Ooh, don't scare, it's my face. And I'm outside, which is weird for me, but I don't want to look at the skinny person inside. But this is an important note to say that when it comes to doing research, the wikis can be a great place to start, but they're not always correct. And that is because the Monster Manual 3 from the 4th edition does have the Dragloth abominations as an actual canon thing. But for some reason, 2 of the wikis, one of which I'll show you, think it's homebrew, which it's not. Always make sure that you look at your sources, and it could be a great place to start, but it's not the end all and be all.
Now there's a bloody devil trailing after us. Well, this gets better and better. Shop around, he said. He seems sure we won't find anything. And he might be right. We've had no luck so far. Maybe. But all that, take your time, I'll wait nonsense. He's playing with us. Cazador, my old master, liked to toy with people too. Let them think there was hope right until the end. Until he snatched it all away. Creatures like them don't play games. Unless they know they can win. Maybe. But he's not the only one spinning a web for us. This is no ordinary Mind Flayer parasite. Who tampered with it, and why? What do they have planned for us? And why are we important enough that a devil comes knocking on our door? If we find those answers, we might have a chance.
So I wasn't planning on getting this so soon, but what can I say? My vampire boyfriend is obsessed with me. Literally, if you've watched either of the Can Vampires Love videos, literally obsessed.
Darling, I was just thinking about you. Remembering our time together, the things we've shared. And I don't just mean that lovely neck of yours. I'm growing to like the whole package. Honestly. And you clearly like me too. So... I could feel it as I was getting lost in your neck. Your little shakes of excitement. You enjoyed it, didn't you? You don't have to say a thing. I already know how you feel. Because I feel it too. We could take an evening to ourselves, get away from camp, get some privacy. I know somewhere quiet, somewhere intimate, somewhere we can indulge in each other. Wonderful. I just hope we don't have to wait too long before we can steal away. But once we can, I promise you a night you'll never forget. See you there, lover.
A diminutive creature sporting a red hat glares at you. You recognize the red cap, a fey creature known for its bloodlust. that noise? Is the creature pretending to be a sheep?
Okay, so, somehow, not naming names, Kit, I lost the footage of getting the letter from Kagha, so I am going to have to just read you the letter to Kagha. Kagha, Aladin has sent word for your progress. I'm pleased that the Rite of Thorns has begun. I depart soon from Cloakwood to Baldur's Gate. Should you need further aid from my circle, now is the time to ask. Once cloistered, the Emerald Grove will be the Shadow Druid's domain, and you, its first druid. In Faldorn's memory, Archdruid Alias.
Why are you here? I sent you to Zevlor. What?
That damn nose of yours has gone poking in our business.
Mistress Aladin, I can explain.
Shh. No need. It couldn't be helped.
Kagha, what is the meaning of this?
You think yourself quite the spy, don't you? Go on, tell him.
A shadow druid? Kagha, have you lost your mind?
You and Halsin welcome untouchables to your midst. You defile the grove for the sake of harmony.
Aladin speaks truth. Who among you disagrees? Who would see this grove in ruin?
The choice is made. Kagha, burn the tainted away. Start with the snitch.
As you say, Aladin.
Life lesson, Kagha. Don't threaten a daughter of Lolth.
Oh? Then come get it!
To think Kagha had turned to the ways of shadow. Her corruption ran so deep. Yet for her to die like this, under the Tree Father's gaze, perhaps it is justice. If only justice soothed my heart. A grove drenched in blood is no sanctuary at all.
I'm told the druids have stopped their damn chanting. What happened? Truly, I'm sorry it had to come to this, but she left us with no choice. Thank you. We still have the goblins to contend with, but you've given us time to prepare. I need to ensure my people make the most of it. But here, left over from my soldiering days, it's sparse thanks for what you've done for us, and I'm afraid I have more yet to ask. You've bought us some time here, but the goblins are still massing out there. We'd need an army of our own to escort us safely to Baldur's Gate. And while I don't doubt your abilities, you're no army. There may be a way, though. Goblins are ill-disciplined. It's unlike them to organize so cleverly. Somebody must be leading them, bringing discipline to their ranks. Take out that leadership, and they'll scatter. It's no small thing to ask, but I've seen you fight. You're equal to the task. Everyone in this camp depends on it. Thank you.
We'll be ready to leave as soon as you give word.
A quiet evening for once. Perfect for two people who'd like to take some time to themselves. If you catch my meaning. And I do mean sex, to be clear. We've been waiting long enough. Let's find our own little piece of nowhere. Somewhere we can lose ourselves and forget all this madness. There's a secluded place nearby that should do nicely. Wait until the others are asleep, then come and find me there. Indeed you will, my love. I can't wait.
I know that this is the scene we're all waiting for, but before we dive into this wonderful night, let's address spicy times when it comes to the Loth-sworn Drow. Spicy times are encouraged in Lothite society, always to seek your own pleasure, even at the expense of others. Spicy times are not seen as negative, and noodles tea is not hidden. Unlike surface elves, Drow started experimenting much younger. One of the few standards of Lothites is that you should never turn your back on your lover. It's more of an adage, you should never do it because what if they betray you and assassinate you? But it isn't strictly adhered to. In Menzoberranzan, there are many men who work and live solely for the pleasure of noble women, noble men, and clerics, with the use of their spicy talents.
Half the men of Menzoberranzan are pleasure servants, weaklings whose beauty is their only redeeming quality. You would fit right in with them, Astarion.
You think I'm beautiful? Minthara.
Vyper would likely be well versed in love and more than keen to achieve a spicy arrival. Keep in mind, although the Forgotten Realms doesn't have any information on vampire venom, it is a common theme in many vampire lores. Venom being what makes a vampire's bite pleasurable or numbs the victim to the pain. As in the game, a numb, warm feeling is addressed in the bite scene, and all of the other vampire bites that we have when romancing Astarion make us make the spicy O face. It's safe to assume that Astarion has venom.
There you are. I've been waiting. Waiting since the moment I set eyes on you. Waiting to have you. Don't I? You're here. And I don't think you want to talk. I think you want to be known, to be tasted. This isn't about hunger. It's about pleasure. Yours, mine, our collective ecstasy. That's what you want, isn't it? To lose yourself in me. I thought so. And now you're all mine. And I'm all yours. Until morning, at least.